It's the mid-morning radio programme you can listen to between meals without ruining your appetite for a bit of chitter-chatter.
Mike Parry and Mike Graham on talksport.
Here we go.
Good morning and welcome to the mid-morning show here on talksport. You're listening to myself, the Porkmeister, and of course my colleague MG Graham, the two Mikes with you up until 1 o'clock today.
Good morning, Mr. Parry.
Yeah, good morning, Mike. Now, the breakfast show this morning, Alan Ronnie, focusing on the Marlon King issue. We're not going to get away from that Marlon King issue for quite a while because this man's going to come out of jail and then the battle cry is going to go up. Let's rehabilitate this guy who goes around beating up women and put it back into football. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm on Brazil's side this morning, very much so, Mike. I cannot defer or deter from the view that when a man punches a woman in the face and goes to jail for it, he has actually taken the ticket out of civilised society. Part of our civilised society is football. If football admit this man back, football's going down the tubes.
Absolutely right. And also, people say perhaps he should be given a second chance. This guy's been a persistent offender
14 times,
years and years and years, all the way back to 1997, when he was first convicted of wounding another footballer while playing for a local side.
Look, Mike, all that's different. All that's different.
It's all different. Yeah, but the point is that it's not about a second chance. This guy has no chances left.
No, it's not even that. What I'm saying is, when a man is convicted of assaulting a woman by punching her in the face when she objects to being sexually assaulted by him, that man's an animal. Yeah. That man is an animal. He lacks the civilised instincts which contributes to our society being one of the most civilised in the world. Sorry, I'd rather he emigrated.
And he can't be rehabilitated. It's not
he can't be rehabilitated for that sort of behaviour, because that sort of behaviour is so wicked and so evil, it must be inherent in the man.
Absolutely.
It's not that he chose to suddenly one day become a woman beater and a sexual molester. He's no good, and he absolutely should not come back into football at all in this country. There are occasions and times when you can say, all right, give the boy a second chance. Joey Barnes has been given more than one chance. He says he's going to become a great footballer and England midfielder again. Well, he go around beating up people in the street. But when you're convicted of beating up a woman, there is no second chance. Right, good morning to you again. It's 7 minutes past 10. I want to hear from you, please, on 08717 223344, or text us on 81089, or email us via the website at talksport.net. You've been listening to Alan Ronnie this morning talking about this issue because, of course, Marlon King due to be released from his jail sentence probably this week for this dreadful attack. A female university student punched her in the face, convicted of punch her in the face, broke her nose, split her lip, and that's because she objected to him physically touching her in a situation in which he did not invite anybody, male or otherwise, to be molesting her on the night out.
Basically, he started molesting her. She objected to the fact that he molested her. He did it again after she asked him not to. And when she said, look, I don't want you anywhere near me, he decided to take it upon himself to punch her in the face because he didn't like the way she was talking to him. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour. Absolutely no way back for someone like that.
Quite interesting, really, that Brazil said this morning he wouldn't want a man like that in his dressing room. No. And I think most of football should feel like that. And if anybody in football doesn't feel like that, I hope they'd leave football as well, because you cannot have any sort of allowance for a man with these animalistic instincts.
No. But what would he do, though? I mean, you said you'd be quite happy if he emigrated. What is he supposed to do? You heard his agent also.
I don't care what he does. I don't care what he does. I don't care what he's
done. Are you saying this man is unemployable?
I'm saying that this man is a dangerous member of society. Right? I do not believe that when people have the instincts to go around punching young women in the face who are defenceless in the face of a very finely honed athlete, a young man aged 28, I think he was at the time, physically a supreme athlete in this country because of the skills needed and the qualities needed to be a professional footballer at the highest level. Playing in Premiership football, that's very high standard of football. You use the muscle that you've got and the might and the power to go and damage a young woman's face like that. You're not even a civilised person.
No, of course not. And if you've got a wife or a sister or a daughter who is likely to be in a bar or a nightclub at any given time with this bloke, you wouldn't want them to be in there, would you?
Of course you wouldn't. And what's more, you invite him into the arena in which you work. I mean, I heard Amy Boothroyd this morning, he's hedging his bets a bit and all that kind of stuff, But if, for instance, I heard that Everton Football Club are thinking of employing this man, I would literally send my season ticket back. I do not believe that Everton Football Club would, for one moment, think of employing him, because the values inherent in Everton Football Club, and I would say Spurs and Liverpool and Manchester United City, are that we live in a civilised society.
You'd like to think in every single football club in the land.
Every single football club in the land. Any football club that's thinking to take this guy back should immediately be, questioned as to its moral standards within the world of football and within our own society.
Yeah, there will be, but there will be football clubs.
No, there won't. I don't believe there will. I don't believe there's a single football club in this country which would even entertain taking him back on, and secondly, I do not believe there's a chairman or a chief executive in this country who would even tolerate the idea of adding him to their staff. Now, you get back to the Lee Hughes thing, which was another dreadful episode. Lee Hughes has come back and rehabilitated himself as a footballer, and his crime was heinous. This man was on drink and drugs in a very, very high-powered Mercedes car, smashed into another car, left people dead and crippled. A heinous, horrendous crime. He was taken back, he's rehabilitated himself. However, he didn't cross, I mean, of course he took somebody else's life, and that's a shocking crime, and it's unforgivable. I was amazed he came back into football. I personally would have had him back. But it's still not the ultimate crime for me that a man can commit, which is punching a defenceless woman in the face.
Also, and again, and I'm not in any way minimising what your point is on that. Equally, in the Lee Hughes case, you know, you could argue that he made a mistake. He was afforded a second chance, and that was okay. This guy has not just made a mistake. This guy has a long record.
14.
So he has crossed the line by hitting a woman, but regardless of that as well, he's got 14 convictions. The man is clearly a thug. He's got no business in football or indeed in civilised society.
No, none whatsoever. And by the way, he got a very, very short sentence for the crime. You know, attacking a defenceless woman, punch her in the face, splitting the lip, breaking her nose after she's spurned your sexual assault. I mean, she could have just turned around and went and ordered a policeman to come and arrest him for sexual assault. No, he wasn't having that. He'll beat her up as well, you know. And he got a pitifully short sentence, 18 months. He should have been given a sentence that would have been so long he wouldn't have actually been physically capable of playing football when he came out. So the argument should never have arisen. Right, give us a call, please. 08717 22 3344. Text us on 81089. Email us via the website on talksport.net. And by the way, there's one single Talksport listener out there who feels they can justify saying that I don't mind if my club take this guy on. Give us a call, please, because I would be speechless with rage and baffled and puzzled and question the civilised society in which I live. If anybody out there thinks this guy should be given any sort of a chance.
There will be people,
I can't believe
sort of, you know, liberal types who believe that rehabilitation works. There will be people who think that everybody deserves to be given another chance, not just a second chance. I find that absolutely impenetrable. I can't understand that at all. But there are loads of people who think, oh, just because you've gone to prison, that shouldn't mean that you're punished for the rest of your life.
Not the going to
you're
prison.
Punished by going to prison, they will say, and after that, you're allowed back into society.
Not in my view, you're not. I'm sorry, not in my view, you're not. I mean, for instance, I was aware of a case recently of a chap who went to jail because he was a salesman. He had a pint too many in a country pub on his way home, shouldn't have done it, got back in his car, goes round the corner and hits a cyclist coming the other way, country lane, kills the cyclist. Well, the cyclist actually came off his bike, crashed his head on the road and died. So this guy goes to jail, quite rightly, as a result of having had too much drink. He had 1 pint over the limit, doesn't matter, he was over the limit, and he was done for death by dangerous driving. Then got sucked into a nightmare of heroin addiction in jail and all this kind of stuff, you know, and destroyed his life. Nevertheless, he put himself in jail. What I'm saying is, he would be subject to rehabilitation because he wasn't actually a drug taker. He got sucked into it. He didn't actually intend to kill anybody. He wasn't even massively reckless with his behaviour. He was reckless. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he had 8 pints or 9 pints. He took a chance and he was punished and so on. Now that guy could be rehabilitated. There's no evil intent there. It's stupid, reckless, thoughtless, but no evil intent. This man is full of evil intent. And
well, this man, as I say, and I'm sorry to keep going on about it, this man has got a very long criminal record, and I think that makes a big difference.
I think it makes a difference, Mike. But to be honest, some of the offences that he's been up for before, criminal damage, I don't know what level that was, driving without insurance, speeding, drink driving, taking property by deception, they're iffy crimes.
No, but it tells you that he lives his life in the sort of twilight zone.
Definitely.
You know, he's a guy who breaks the law and thinks nothing of breaking the law.
Definitely.
Therefore, what's he doing in a civilised society? I think this is a very good example of some of those American systems where you have 3 strikes and you're out. If you're done for 3 offences within a particular period of time, you stay in prison forever.
Yeah, but men rule the world, whatever you say. I mean, I know women have great positions and women make a huge contribution to society, but because of the physical strength of a man, men rule the world. And any man who's convicted of attacking a woman, as far as I'm concerned, should become a leper in our society. Give us a call, please. You're listening to the 2 Mics. It's on TalkSport. The number is 08717 22 3344. We're taking your calls next. And here